we're just randos sitting in our living room watching TV. So just like bear that in mind. We're like no form of expert.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to membriash.
I'm Ashley.
I'm Mitch.
We are watching Love is Blind Mexico. First
Yay.
season, only season, episode 4.
Yeah, there's a lot of discussion in the comments as well as the Reddit about the Renee Irais situation. It's on our channel. It's almost 100% consensus that there's at least colorism. Some people called it like
or classism.
Classism.
Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, a unique brand of like prejudice in Mexico, basically. And we heard from a lot of Mexicans as well as non-Mexicans that kind of felt similarly about that. So it was really cool getting context from people.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Also, a lot of people talking about just like the general vibe of like Mexican television and like how they cast people and how that's kind of influenced the casting decisions in this show, making like everybody's like very particular. They all kind of look similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of diversity in Mexico that's not being represented. So
Which
I just
kind of
thought that was
sucks,
kind of interesting.
honestly.
Yeah.
Like it's unfortunate that the Love is Blind Mexico producers decided to do that because I feel like it would be a better show if we had more diversity on this season.
More variety. And you, I think you said, maybe somebody else said, but it feels like one of the Love is Blind seasons we've seen, which we've seen Sweden, we've seen all the American ones, and Brazil, it's like the least diverse racially, at least. And then also in like professions and stuff, like it just kind of feels like
a lot of people with like a lot of fancy jobs, like architects, lawyers, doctors, things like that. And like on the US version, sometimes they'll have people that like
Izzy
have barely had jobs, right?
Yeah.
Or like have transitioned careers and are doing something brand new and they're not in like a fancy job and they don't make a bunch of money. So it's kind of strange to see a season where like everybody is so similar.
I do want to say like we are still enjoying this season, and I'm not dragging the particular people. And a couple of them interacted with. I'm not like holding punches just because people have been talking to us too. But like I think that is more of a casting thing. We were talking about that off screen. Sure. It's like if somebody says like, "Hey, come do the show," you're gonna be like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Absolutely.
And you show up and everybody's kind of the same. And you're like, "Okay, well, I'm still gonna do the show probably."
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's
but like,
not the fault of the contestants. That's a casting problem, and I'm sure there are reasons for why they chose to do that because it feels intentional at a certain point.
Yeah.
So.
Well. But I think we're still enjoying it. And
I read someone, and I can't remember, I've been all over looking for like people talking about this.
Without spoilers.
Without spoilers, because I feel like I just haven't seen a lot of people talking about Love is Blind Mexico.
Enough. Yeah.
And somebody said that there was a clip of Irais like at the altar. And I'm terrified because I really just don't want to see her anymore. Like, I'm sorry. She's probably the one person that I
don't want to see her on the show
I'm
anymore.
really not interested in seeing anymore of. Like, I hope that she is different in real life than
what we're seeing.
Yeah, what we're seeing on the show. Because I just really have no interest in continuing to watch her on TV. And I really, really hope that she doesn't like reunite with Renee or like, and I don't know. I can't, there are all kinds of scenarios I can imagine, and I just don't like any. Someone could say like, wow, I didn't show up well, and then I confronted those things, but for that to happen quickly enough
and
for
that
them
turnaround,
I don't know about it.
Yeah.
I don't know about it. Really hope she doesn't reunite with Renee because it really felt like the show kicked her out.
Yeah, right?
It didn't feel like she left on her own.
Like she just started going wild and they're like, okay, you need to leave now, is what it seemed like.
It worries me that if she realized that, she could go back to producers and be like, oh, never mind. Yeah, weasel back in. And I don't want to see that because Renee seems like a really nice guy and I don't want to see him hurt by her.
Dicen que las cosas mágicas.
Just a reminder, we are watching in Spanish. We're just we're showing you the dubbed version so people can listen if they treat our show like a podcast.
But we drastically prefer watching with subtitles. So like original Spanish audio and then English subtitles is how we watch.
The first night together with Saul was difficult for me. I don't know. I think I was nervous.
And that'd be hard because she already had like that weird situation with him early on. Yeah. And then on top of the fact you're sleeping in a room and you're sleeping next to somebody you don't really know, there's a lot of elements that would make that difficult.
I liked her in the beginning, but there were things about her that weren't marriage material.
Oh, Saúl is talking about what he didn't like about Karen. I should probably say Karen because I just,
Yeah. I mean, when you do the dub version, they pronounce everything like Americans. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what's his name? Saúl.
Yeah.
They call him Saul when you're watching the dub version. So
I'm hoping today we'll get to know each other better.
I do, like, I want to give him a little bit of leeway in the sense that I do think it makes sense that he would be a little disappointed. Like, I don't think that that necessarily is like an awful thing, because a lot of these couples are very comfortable physically with each other already, and to have wanted that, I don't think is unrealistic.
Yeah. But it depends on what you do with that.
Absolutely.
Your feelings are fine. It's what you do with your feelings.
Yeah, 100%.
We had fun. We really bonded.
I haven't been reading well lately. I read we really boned. Although maybe that is what's happening. I don't know. They bonded.
I mean, we're seeing sheets, so
okay.
I think that's
usually
true.
The sheets mean something.
Oh my gosh, we never went on a honeymoon. I'm watching.
We have
and
to
like,
one day.
We also don't travel, so it's like we would never do something like this. But I don't. It looks so beautiful.
It does look nice.
I'm like, oh dang.
Exactly.
Like,
it wasn't awkward or weird.
Like,
Both of them don't blink very much. Have you noticed this?
At least on the scenes we're saying, yeah, I'm looking for blinking. Okay, she closed her eyes there.
Woohoo! It was great.
Oh, they had a good time. That's good.
Yeah.
I like to see that they're like developing a good physical connection.
it was perfection.
Yeah.
Maybe what we're seeing with the non-blinking is just like an intensity when you're getting to know somebody and you're really focused in and stuff.
I have trouble maintaining eye contact with people, so for me, I'm like, someone's staring at me like that, I'd be like, no, please, please
I will
look away.
say with Gerardo, a lot of his staring isn't straight at her. He's like looking around when he's talking and stuff, and he will look at her, but it's not like he's staring straight at her without blinking.
Yeah.
Very compatible, more than compatible in terms of intimacy.
Oh, that's good. They have a good intimate connection
That's awesome.
too. I mean, we're pretty sure they would, but still.
I mean, the way
nice
they were
to know.
talking,
I'm happy for them.
If one of your other matches is here, I don't know, maybe Saul?
Oh, he's worried about Saúl. Don't be worried, Fernando.
You're fine.
You think Iris will say?
Oh, did she mention Iris?
Yes.
Oh, it would be a little awkward. I really hope producers do not bring her back.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because if she shows up again, it's 100% the producers. Because they know that she can cause drama at this point.
It would be weird to be Karen in this scenario because she didn't see how clearly Fernando was like, no.
Yeah.
Because he was.
Yeah, he was
like,
he just
no,
straight
thank
up.
you.
It wasn't even like he was just nope.
He was like, no. You could tell he felt a little bad because he had
we
to
didn't
give
hate
bad
her.
news.
He didn't
but
dislike
he
her.
was
Anything.
very clear.
Yeah, that's the same on both ends though. Because when Karen left, she was like, "You're like being a misogynist or whatever."
Yeah.
And like, I'm not going to deal with it, and then
That's
left.
true.
Because she was very much shutting that shit down. She was mad about it.
And then she's just like she's not sharing that with Fernando, I guess.
Yeah.
There was action. I delivered.
Okay.
Do
we need to see the shade? I just at a certain
need to
point.
see them humping each other.
We need to see every single suite. They consummated it. Just like, does that matter? Like, I don't know. I'm happy for them all having sex. I just don't know why we need to see the sheets every time.
Yes.
Maybe
I
once or
agree.
twice.
I don't need
to get the idea across.
I don't
know?
need to see what's going on, like to that level.
It's a weird thing. Like, I don't know. We watch plenty of movies with like intimate moments and stuff, but these are real people in their real lives. And they're not making porno. You know what I mean? And then there's just like sheets
like
covering.
a camera, like a hidden camera.
Right?
Versus like on Ultimatum, sometimes they'll do like where there are sex scenes, but you can tell that it's set up, the lights are on, the production crew is there, so it's like the cameras. So you know that they're consenting to whatever they're doing being filmed because they know they're being filmed. And here it's like they know.
It's like
but
the
do
creep
they
cam,
remember?
though. Yeah, for real. Some people have mentioned how they felt like they forget the cameras there and they're just being themselves, which is great for a TV show and bad for if you don't want to share something.
Sure.
Because I think they have a wall up, and so do I. Someone has to go first.
Someone mentioned that Francesca, I think her last name's Ettler, Oettler, and they're asking if she's like German background or something.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I was from a German person too. Another reminder, actually, that like Mexico has a really dynamic backgrounds. It's not just like Spanish and indigenous. Like actually I had a friend that talked to me about that, and that's like some of the like northern, I think I don't remember what they're called, but there's like certain style of like northern Mexican like bands, and a lot of them will have like polka inspiration. It's because of like German
influence,
German immigrants and stuff. They didn't just come to like the US and a couple other countries.
My main fear is that I'm too close to the edge, and it feels like I'm losing control. It's thrilling, yet terrifying.
Losing control. What does he mean? Like, is he just kind of like a very particular way he runs his life or something?
This is a really fast process. It'd be easy to feel like, whoa, what am I doing? I don't know this person.
I'm on this show and I'm getting married and I just met them. Someone mentioned that they thought that Francesca and Willie may have been brought on because the Irais blow up.
Yeah.
And I thought that was because not that they would have still gotten together, but like who they're choosing to follow and film.
Yeah, it did feel like they were kind of a late add-on, and it felt kind of strange that they were like tacked on to the end. And it would make a little bit more sense if that was the situation.
Because they were giving Irais a main person edit until she went wild on Renee.
Yeah.
Things are different when there are more people around.
This is their first meeting of everybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're seeing people they've dated before, and they've like heard their voices.
The meetup.
Yeah, and like didn't, you know what I mean? Like now they're putting the face to the voice.
Yeah.
Karen is way hotter than I expected her to be.
Oh, shut the up, Saúl.
Stop it.
Karen!
So good to see you.
Mother of God, Karen.
Well, people got eyes for Karen.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm all in on Chema.
All in on Chema.
All in.
Yeah.
I feel like Fernando's staying close. He's like, this is my lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You dated Francesca.
I know Chema.
You knew each other.
I remember her
But I couldn't say any.
Oh, I mean, that's cute if they're like friends and like amicable, but not like gonna get weird with it.
Oh, he was best friends with the person she dated. So they didn't date, but they knew each other.
They knew each other. Oh, that's kind of okay, but she likes him. She's at least amicable. She wasn't like fuck you.
They seem like they're pretty good. Friends is probably the wrong word, but like acquaintances.
Well, she likes Francesca, so as long as everything's above board, that's kind of cool. You almost have like a built-in friend group there. That gives like friend, not like trying to skis vibes though, right?
Yeah, for sure. But I would be a little put off if the person didn't tell me that they like knew them. Do you know what I mean? Because it almost feels a little bit manipulative then.
I hear you.
There was so much sexual chemistry, we didn't have to talk at all.
This is where it really sucks to be Saúl because, and I know that Letty is like wanting to take it slow, but Saúl does not, and so everybody else is like, yeah, it's hot and heavy, and he's like, ooh.
Well, and then Saúl's like second choice is there, and he's attracted to her.
Yeah. Oh, Saúl.
Very uncomfortable.
Those feelings are natural in a weird situation like this. It's like don't be shitty about it.
Yeah.
You know?
And I couldn't sleep yesterday, and he was all like, what do you need? Should I turn on the AC?
Okay, so he is being nice to her.
Oh, he's being attentive. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. I still get weird vibes with Saúl.
She's also a woman who is not very open to anything sexual.
Okay, so as long he's just sharing with a friend for now, so it's okay as long as it doesn't get out of this. Like, no, it's somebody you trust, right? And that's difficult for him. It's clearly a thing.
And he's not so far saying anything like rude about it to Gerardo. He's just expressing that it's difficult for him.
It's like, I want you so bad.
It does almost feel like if the story that he's relaying is accurate, it almost feels like she's concerned about the cameras.
Yeah.
Which I also would be concerned. And they're about to go back into their real lives where they won't have a camera in their bedroom.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they can do whatever.
What happens.
Right.
Parents should put their daughters first.
Also, I think if like you're going to be a step parent to a child, I think it's kind of important. I think they were saying his daughter's 14.
Yeah.
So it's like an age where she's going to see this. Her friends are going to see it, like all of that. So I feel like being aware of that is probably a good thing.
A month or a couple weeks where nothing happens sexually with Letty pales in comparison to the life ahead of you with her.
Yeah, it's like 1 month.
Gerardo has a good mindset about it, but it would be very difficult to watch all these other couples having this like intimate connection and you don't.
How about we take a short ad break?
Knowing Chema's past, what makes me a little nervous is how particular he is about appearance.
Wait, what?
I think Francesca's trying to say that he wouldn't like be into Sylvia, basically.
But he seemed like he was like climbing all over her like day one.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's like maybe the type of people he's dated before just weren't like Sylvia, but I don't know.
It's so cool, right? Everyone in their own little bubble.
Yeah,
I mean, they seem really happy. He seems super into her.
He does. I'm just
confused
because what Francesca was saying was a little not nice.
Yeah.
It felt like towards Sylvia.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel weird about it.
Let's just say I'm getting closer to the edge here. This is a lot for me.
Willie is like, I'm literally on a precipice.
He keeps saying that. Like, he feels like he's like falling off that cliff, honestly, right? Willie's having a hard time with this.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know what Karen has to offer, to be honest, but from what I know of Fernando, he's a guy who gives so much.
Whoa. Oh my God, that was really mean.
Was he shading Karen?
Yeah, he said he doesn't know what Karen has to offer, and he knows that Fernando has a lot to offer.
I don't know if Chema really likes Sylvia, or if he's just here to be here.
And he's saying, Gerardo's being so shady to everyone. He said that Chema's only here to be here and not because he's really into Sylvia.
He's just talking mad shit.
Gerardo! You're being rude,
Let's
man.
not forget that he said, let's leave the door open.
Oh my God, not fair.
Oh, Gerardo's being bullshit right now.
No, thank you, Gerardo.
I'm throwing in the bullshit flag for this one.
Shading Karen, who's been nothing but like wonderful to Fernando.
And Fernando agrees.
Yeah.
That Karen is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell does Gerardo even know?
I think he got a couple drinks in him. I think he's
and
he's a
just
little lit
everybody.
and he's just talking. And I get it. I've been there.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is, like, we've talked about this. Like, we get to control our edit. So we say dumb shit. We try not to be offensive, but we'll rewatch and be like, that doesn't feel quite right. And we cut it, you know? And they don't get that opportunity. So you're right. Maybe he's a little lit.
Right.
I don't know.
Because I've said some stuff before.
Yeah.
Like, why did I just spend 2 entire minutes saying rude things about someone and I don't even believe any of what I just said? You know what I mean? Like, we cut stuff like that. Not all the time, but every once in a while.
There's not a ton of it, but yeah. And I'm hoping that's what it was with Gerardo.
And we're not drinking when we do this.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't even imagine. If I had some alcohol in me, I'd say some dumb stuff.
That's true. I think Fernando and Karen, at least right now, are super happy. And they seem to not care about what other people are doing. So I'm happy for them.
They seem so loved up.
Well, here's the thing, too, is Gerardo only knows Fernando. He doesn't know Karen. Because he spent a lot more time around Fernando.
And maybe that's all. I don't know. I feel like we're making a lot of excuses for that man. But maybe that's what he's trying to say is that he just doesn't know her and he knows Fernando and he knows how much Fernando has to give.
I feel like you understood me from the beginning.
Letty's given a lot of positive feedback to Saúl.
And I'm difficult.
I'm difficult.
She's not difficult.
You're not difficult, Letty.
Just because she wants to take things slower.
Okay, so she seems like uncomfortable with the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's normal. I think she has just a very normal human response.
There are also people that like they need to feel that emotional connection a little bit more before they're ready to like have a physical connection with someone. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Some people want to get down. They don't even need to know your name.
Right.
You know, other people, definitely not that. And Letty's in the definitely not that category.
I'm worried that when I meet Helena that she won't like me.
Oh, that's intense.
See, she's worried about how Helena is gonna feel about her.
She's gonna get all freaky if you like, because if you don't match, if that kid doesn't like you, that's not a relationship that's gonna work very well.
No,
like you can try and force it, but that would suck.
And 14 is a tough age.
Yeah, that is a tough age. That kid's gonna love or hate you.
Yes,
right.
But I like that Saul creates a safe space for me.
That's awesome.
I love.
Honestly,
Letty.
we had a ton of reservations about Saúl, and I'm still. I got my eye on him.
He's showing up really well.
But he's
for
been
her.
shown, and she feels like he's shown up, and we haven't seen him be too shady or anything in the background yet. He was a little like, whoa, Karen. But
Gerardo's been the shadiest of all of them.
Yeah, with the talking
crap about everybody.
But he's not trying to hit on anybody or anything like that. So.
Wow.
Well, this is apparently I was reading the filming locations, and this is like a famous cenote.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called, but like some of those old Mayan names.
It's unreal. Like I can't imagine what it would be like to go somewhere and like swim in a cenote. Like that is so freaking beautiful.
I think before I said on one of those other shows that it was the coolest cenote we've seen yet. This is the coolest cenote we've seen yet, right here.
This is the coolest one for sure.
Gerardo and Fernando are obviously in love. Out of all of us, they're the ones I'm rooting for the most to go down the aisle.
Oh, that's so nice,
cute.
like supporting other people.
But what I am afraid of is Karen's family.
Why is he afraid of Karen's family?
Especially her daughter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, it's the same thing. It's like worried about making sure that the.
That's so like amazing though that he's already thinking about like how her life is going to be impacted by all of this, and she is just a kid.
And without her having to say it, he's like, I'm worried about this, and I want to make sure we do it right.
Right. I think they're going to do well, too.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go well.
How about our buddy Chema?
How about her buddy Chema?
Maybe she's just not his type, but they are very alike.
Why do people keep saying that?
I feel like Chema has to have been saying what his type was like when he was in the room with the men.
Probably. He's probably talking I
think he's having a good time.
Gerardo.
Wow, dude.
Okay, here's the reality too, though, and I gotta acknowledge this. We got to bring it back to the Chema Alejandra conversation, and when she was like, "You have fun and on vacation, I'll see you."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Thanks for telling me that."
Yeah.
He was giving, "I'm not necessarily super committed here" vibes.
I know.
And so as much as we can be like, "Oh, I like them," I got to side eye this guy.
I know, me too.
Especially the way everybody's talking at this point.
I feel the same way.
I like Sylvia. I think Chema for me is sus.
Yeah, I think Chema's a little sus too.
I can't picture you as a dad.
I'm gonna make you melt.
I love it.
I also feel like, though, I'm hoping that it's these other men kind of being a little bit superficial.
I agree.
And not feeling like they look right together, which I'm not even really sure what that means. Is it that she's taller? Is it that she's bigger?
Yeah.
Like, what is it that, is making them feel like they don't look good as a couple?
Yeah,
because that's frustrating to me, because I think Sylvia's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating that, that's the narrative.
Well, and then bigger and taller women, I think, frequently have problems because of that exact issue. And it's like, oh, well, and I remember I worked with somebody at Banana Republic who was 6 feet tall. Mm-hmm. And she talked about basically I think she was taller than her boyfriend when she wore heels. If she had big ones in particular, but they're about the same height. But it's that thing that you're constantly thinking about, and people are making comments about,
and wondering are people judging my relationship and thinking I don't look right for this person because in that case she's too tall.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? Yeah, I don't like that.
I've been in difficult situations in the past trying to date people who have kids. Chema is being open with me.
And every way that Chema is interacting with Sylvia doesn't give me the same vibes that those guys are getting. So I just feel like it has to be that in the conversations that they had when they were all with, the guys were all together, he was saying stuff that gave them the indication that that's how he would feel.
I agree.
And over the
not
railing,
Spanish. We have to grab it.
Ready?
Let's do it.
Were they spanking each other's butts?
I don't know, dude.
Okay, Willie, let's see them cheeks.
Are they all gonna touch Willie's butt?
I didn't think my butt would be so popular.
Willie.
And they're just going around patting his butt. This is goofy. I kind of like the goofiness, as long as he's okay not being overly objectified.
All the guys are very funny together.
Yeah.
And it's good the way it is.
The thing with his
in
daughter.
my case, he has
wait,
a daughter
you too. We all have children now.
Yeah, I know.
We're all mommies now.
That's got to be really strange.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
all of them are suddenly going to have a kid.
Now.
Yeah, right. And they're all of teenagers.
Yeah.
Or nearly teenagers.
When you date someone, you slowly get integrated into that idea.
Yeah.
And here they're you're marrying this person in a month. In a month, you're a mom. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
I think Saul is too physical.
It's weird because Saúl gives me weird vibes, I think partially because he wants that sexuality, but he wants it for himself only, and he wasn't comfortable with when Karen was open about it. He wants someone that's closed about it, but then also still does it and is interested in it. And it's a very specific expectation he has of how a woman is going to be.
And then it ends up feeling more controlling.
Is.
Yeah, and and you're allowed to I don't know, want a specific kind of relationship, but I just it ends up feeling kind of odd to me.
It's frustrating to me that it's if you want that sexuality, then to me, be comfortable with her having that sexuality in general and expressing it in the way she feels comfortable, not it has to be closed and only available to me. And it's not hers then, in a way.
Yeah, I hear
Do you know what I mean? And he really did shame Karen for her open sexuality.
Yeah,
right?
that just doesn't read right to me.
I don't know, the language around it too, that kind of person doesn't make a good wife. She has qualities that don't make a good wife. And it's shut up, man. People have sexuality and get married. I don't know what you mean. Does it make a good wife for you, maybe?
How are you feeling about me?
I love the person you are, and feeling so much admiration is leading me to care a lot about you.
He says a lot of the right things. I'm very nervous about Chema, though.
I'm worried too, and I don't know why I'm worried. I don't want to be worried. I'm worried about Saúl. I'm worried about Chema.
Yep.
The other ones I'm not so worried about. Gerardo needs to stop talking shit. But like,
yeah. Is it just the guys right now that we have problems with?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with any of the women.
Francesca was a little rude that one time about Sylvia. I think maybe somebody else said that like Fernando was a part of that conversation. No, Fernando backed somebody up. Yeah. When Gerardo was talking about it. I don't remember.
Fernando literally said to Gerardo that she felt like Karen was awesome.
Oh, that
in
was
that
the
conversation, she said that I think she was still supporting Sylvia.
Fernando showed enough for the other women.
Yeah, she didn't say anything shady.
So a lot of these guys are just talking shit, honestly.
Yeah, what's with these shit talking men, huh?
I know.
All these bearded men talking shit.
Bearded men.
If you're not feeling the same way about me anymore, then it's game over. It's okay.
I think what he's saying is, if you don't want to be with me, tell me. Is that kind of what I read from that?
I think so.
Like, he doesn't want to be kind of like deluded into thinking it's going to work if she's not in it. Yeah. Right. Because and he's like, because also he's such a physical guy that he's like, I can't tell because we're not like physical right now, partly. Right. So like you got to be open.
Yes, I do understand why he's worried that he can't tell as much that she is like into him or if she's into him. It is typical
in the Love is Blind shows that if couples don't get physically intimate, that it's kind of a sign that the relationship's not going to make it.
Yeah.
And
that's
true.
And
you and I are both like have sex before marriage people.
Oh
so,
yeah, absolutely.
Like,
I'm a huge proponent of
I
sex
like
before
wouldn't get
marriage.
married to somebody before having sex.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Couldn't. Sorry.
Yeah.
I support anyone who wants to do that.
Yeah,
that's fine.
But our personal,
but like my personal belief is that I will have sex before marriage.
Yeah.
So and we had sex
and
before
did
marriage. Yeah.
The next stage is living together. You will move into an apartment in Mexico City for 3 whole weeks.
The daily life thing is huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Finances, children, family, friends. Like even the way you live, like how tidy you are.
I don't know that you're reeling as much as I am. Not even a little.
No, I feel calm.
Willie is struggling.
Yeah.
It's interesting because the way he's showing up, you can't really tell that he's having the anxiety, but he is saying it.
Yeah.
And he is, it almost feels like he's not being heard.
Yeah. He's saying it to like the camera. Is he saying it to Francesca?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just said it to her.
I feel bad for Willie.
I do too.
The doubts are setting in. I've put myself out there, but now I'm done.
What? Already?
I think they're pretty heavily incompatible, to be honest.
Yeah.
When he feels insecure, he needs that physical reassurance.
Yeah, he's looking for physical reassurance, and she cannot give that to him comfortably.
Here's the thing that I want to like retract though, because one of the earlier interactions, I was afraid that he would overly push, and we're not seeing that necessarily. We're seeing him communicating openly.
Yeah.
Like, I need more physical. You're not willing to provide it. I don't know if this is gonna work, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that feels okay because you need to.
Yeah.
Like, not pressure somebody, but also be true to yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
That sucks.
I like identify with her more, and I couldn't be with someone that needed constant physical reassurance because when I am having anxiety, I cannot provide that.
Oh, absolutely.
And it is unfair to ask someone that can't provide it to provide it. But it's also unfair for Saúl, for instance, to continue with a relationship where he's not getting what he needs to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a bad match, I think.
It's hard to see everyone enjoying themselves, and you're sitting by yourself.
Let's go masturbate, dude. You're fine.
In the corner, Saul's in the corner. Just
well, not
off
right
in the
now.
trees.
Not right now.
What do you think that's going to solve? That's not the problem.
Well, they were fine making out and like being like close and stuff.
Oh, she's making the middle pillow fort. That's
The
never
pillow
good.
fort, that's a bad sign.
When I got the exact date of the wedding, I panicked.
Yeah, we know Willie. We know you're gonna be.
We know you're panicking.
We know
Willie.
you're panicking. We saw it already, dude.
Iris is writing to me. No. You're here to piss me off, not because you like him.
Whoa, dude.
Oh
dude.
my
Wow,
God, no.
Oh my God.
I'm mad they're bringing Ear Ice back. I think I just get the feeling that Karen and Fernando at least make it to wedding. Yeah, they make it to wedding day.
They make it
All
to
right,
wedding
that's
day.
fine with me. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that too. No
I
matter
like
what
them.
happens, I'm okay with that.
Whoa, you see Fernando coming in with the finger?
Oh yeah, that was intense.
Oh, that
dude.
was an intense finger. I wouldn't want that pointed at me. Oh, what the is that?
Why is there a picture of her? That
In
is
a wedding
clearly
dress.
her in a wedding dress.
What
the hell, dude? What the hell? Love is Blind Mexico, what the hell?
I heard people say that they're pissed about the previews. So actually, maybe we'll reverse and say spoiler, because we're going to talk about the previews for a second. It didn't look to me like Irais and Fernando got together.
Please tell me that Fernando is not standing there with Irais.
But we did see Fernando in that white outfit. We know he makes it to wedding day. Did we see Karen?
Yeah, we saw
dress?
Karen in a wedding dress.
Okay, so that must be the two of them.
Oh my god.
Who else would Karen get with? I'm not saying that she doesn't have any options. Would she hitch with like Saúl and then suddenly like no? There's not going to be a fucking wife swap, and if there is, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be mad.
I'm like so deeply uncomfortable right now. I'm so uncomfortable.
Okay.
You like it cannot be. It cannot be. It cannot be.
And then Mafer coming in.
Oh my gosh.
And then Fernanda's getting mad. Who would she be getting mad at? Gerardo.
About Mafer.
About Mafer leaving the door open. This goddamn it. All right. As long as one thing I was afraid. I think I said it already. I was afraid of the Saúl and Letty situation getting kind of like uncomfortable or coercive or something. That didn't. I'm happy about that. It looks like they're gonna break up probably.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be like anything like that. I really don't want to watch on screen.
Any of what they showed didn't seem to me like him pressuring her to do anything, but more him communicating his needs and her not being able to meet them.
I just noticed you don't have pants. I do. You got shorts, but they're like the same color as your shirt. I was like, pantless right now. All right. No, I hear you. So there's a lot of positive. This episode was pretty low key. The previews look nuts, honestly.
The previews are wild. I can't. Okay, hold on. Okay. Because we have like a little bit before. We have a little while before we can watch any more of these. So I feel like couple by couple.
All right. So Willie, Francesca. Willie's losing his mind.
Willie is stressed. I'm worried.
We are
worried
both
for Willie. I have
experiencers of anxiety.
Yes. I have pretty intense anxiety sometimes, and I can't imagine what Willie is going through.
Yeah, that sucks.
And I'm a little nervous for him.
I feel like Willie might bail.
Yeah.
If I was Willie,
I'd bail.
Yeah, and not because Francesca seems great, but like if he's already freaking out, it feels like it's not going to get better.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to get closer and closer to that wedding day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the nerves. And I'm sorry, but like I experienced this recently. I like applied for a promotion at my job. And everyone at my job is very wonderful, and I lost your mind.
You absolutely lost your mind.
I was
talking off a cliff every day.
Yes. I was so anxious. I was crying all the time. Like I couldn't get out of bed. I wasn't eating. Like it was out of control, the level of anxiety. I couldn't sleep. Like it was really a problem. Like
your words, not mine. It was pretty rough though.
It was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough. And like I couldn't do anything because the anxiety got so out of control. And if Willie is finding himself being pushed to that kind of a place and he's trying to communicate that the best he can, but if you have not experienced that level of anxiety, I just don't feel like you know how it is.
Well, we didn't see them fighting or anything, so hopefully Francesca's understanding at least. I mean, she might be hurt, but like...
It's hard though sometimes because people can be great, but if they've never been in that kind of a situation, I think it's very tough for people to understand what's happening. Okay. And they could easily be like, you're okay, like you're fine.
Yeah, I know.
But like but you're not.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a difference in knowing it and feeling it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fernando and Karen, I feel like they're gonna make it. They're gonna at least make it to the altar. I don't know if they're gonna say yes, but I have no reason to believe that they're like into other people, so it's really whether or not their lives fit together.
Yeah.
For me. I feel like they're into each other.
I'm worried about Irais showing up and trying to because she is beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, but then it was like Karen being like she's fucking texting me. Like, what, I feel like it's Irais being over the top.
Yeah.
More than it is like Fernando like doubting his decision with Karen.
I hope so, because I worry that Irais could put on like a front with Fernando potentially. Like, she knows how to make herself look good when she wants to.
When people talked about her whole thing with like Chio, and like they feel like she sort of like twisted a bunch of people in that situation, which we didn't really feel necessarily at first, but as it went along, we're like, wow, this lady's like really doing a lot. She's doing the most.
She really gathered the troops, and everybody was against Chio, who seemed very kind of like meek and quiet, and I don't think intended for the situation to blow up the way that it did.
We were like, it feels like a game of telephone, but people were like, no, they feel like
it was manipulated.
It was manipulated statements that made it come off. Like, so I don't know. I'd have to go back and rewatch, but I think that's what a lot of people were saying in the comments. So that's
the only thing that worries me about Fernando and Karen. Other than the normal stuff, it seems like from the clips, Karen is maybe a little bit tidier than Fernando is. Karen has a child, so I'm sure that will be not a problem, but it'll be an additional layer of complexity that they have to deal with.
Being 27 with a kid is a lot different than being 27 without a kid.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
yes.
So like Fernando's coming in his perspective, it's more like you and me, 27.
Yeah.
And Karen is like a totally different 27-year-old.
Absolutely, yeah. For sure.
So that's interesting how that'll play out.
Yeah.
We've got Gerardo and Fernanda, and I'm already mad. Because Gerardo is showing up like shit on this episode. He's talking crap about everybody. And the moment Mafer walks through that door,
he's like, oh no.
Yeah. I feel like his head's going to turn.
I'm worried about Gerardo. And then I can't tell too if because he did say the weird thing with leaving the door open with Mafer. That was weird. I didn't like that. And then when he started talking crap about everybody and basically insinuating that Chema couldn't be attracted to Sylvia in like a long-term kind of way, like that really rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like that.
Speaking of Chema and Sylvia. Good segue.
I'm so worried about all these couples.
Because isn't Alejandro, did we just see that Alejandro's going to come back?
Well, they
for one
all
of the parties?
do. They all come to the parties.
No, but okay, so...
And of course she's coming to the party.
Alejandra.
I am worried because, listen, Sylvia seems like such a nice person. What I don't want to see is see her heartbroken. And I don't want to see Chema playing her. And
all Chema's doing is giving her green signals.
Right.
And I don't want him to just be fucking like blowing smoke up her ass.
And here's the other thing. I liked Alejandra, like what they showed of her in the pods. And what I also don't want is Chema being a jerk to Sylvia then moving on to Alejandra, because I don't think then that he's a good partner for her either.
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
exactly.
And then like
so I don't like that.
Yeah. And that's also like anti-girl code right there at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly. Which I know they weren't like...
It'd be one thing if like Chema and Sylvia like broke apart because they weren't compatible.
Yeah.
And Chema was like giving Sylvia any indication that they weren't compatible, and that's why they broke it off.
And then he was like, oh, Alejandra, let's try it out.
Right. But if he just sees Alejandra and then immediately wants to move on with her instead of Sylvia because he prefers the way that she looks, that sucks.
I don't know if I totally see that, but maybe that's just because he's like laying on thick.
It's a fear
so
that
we'll
I have.
See.
I don't know. Like, it was probably misplaced, partially because all the guys are talking that way too.
Yeah.
Like it makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Because they know him. Like they were in that room with him when everyone was in the pods. They heard him. He talked to all those men more than he talked to the women he talked to.
That's
like
true.
They know Chema better than these other people know Chema at this point. And Francesca said the same thing. Francesca said she worried about whether Chema would want to be with Sylvia long term.
Oh, Francesca knows Chema from outside.
Knows him.
Yeah, for 5 years, she said.
5 years.
Yeah.
He was best friends with her ex. Like she knows him.
They've hung out.
It just I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest indication right there. Who else do we even have?
Did we already talk about Letty and Saúl?
We didn't. That just looks like it's going down. And
that's a bad match.
I feel like that's done. That's dead in the water.
I also don't, like you said something, and I don't remember if I responded to it before about like how Saúl knew with Letty, but I do think it's different. Like, I remember her telling him that she had ADHD and him saying, oh, I bet if I got tested, I have ADHD too. And that just tells me that you don't really understand. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, and like maybe, like, I don't know.
It's a little bit of a red flag for me because I think people don't really understand. Well, and it tells me that you don't really understand how impactful that can be for people.
Yeah.
It's not just something where it's like, oh, people are a little bit like haphazard. Like, that's not really all.
Well, it's like people calling themselves OCD all the time. Yeah, it's like, well, you're not OCD. You just like, you're a little neurotic about like being clean.
Yes.
Or you just like put your cups away. I don't know.
A lot of people think like, oh, my attention span is short. I must have ADHD. Like, it really is like much different than that.
Virtually everybody nowadays, because of like digital technology, and then some people have it even harder because they actually have ADHD.
And there's a whole host of other things that come along, like anxiety and like having a hard time making decisions. There's like a whole host of other stuff that comes along with ADHD that has nothing to do with what you would stereotypically think of that. And I wonder if he just had a vision in his mind of what that looked like, and then it's showing up differently. And even when she said, I want to take things slow, what if I didn't want to get physical like night one? I think she meant that to tell him, like, I'm a slow burn. It may be like a week or so.
Yeah.
Like, it may be a little bit. And he just thought, oh, well, night one, I'll can
break
handle
her
that.
down.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, and then it's like 3 days into the honeymoon, and he's like, well, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like.
And I don't think that that's like a bad thing on his part either. I think he just kind of misunderstood
like
what she was trying to communicate to him, and maybe just didn't listen and just thought it would work out, and then told her what she wanted to hear. Oh my gosh.
That's the cast.
I'm so stressed out. I'm so stressed out.
But we only have to wait a couple of days before we get more episodes. Hopefully it's only 3 because Love is Blind UK is coming out this week too. And
just so many, so
but
much.
we appreciate y'all being here.
Yes, so much. Very much appreciate you. Please tell us, who do you think, like, what do you think about these couples?
Give us your takes.
Yeah.
Hot takes, cool takes.
Yeah. Disagreements.
Lukewarm takes.
Welcome. Here.
Disagreements welcome.
Like, who are we? No
Try
one.
not to scream at us. I'm not saying you can't, but try. Unless it's like deserved, which usually isn't.
Why are you even saying that? Who screams at us?
No, I just like, I mean, sometimes people get really mad, but like for the most part, it's like, I don't think we did anything super crazy here.
We're just randos sitting in our living room watching TV. So just like bear that in mind. We're like no form of expert. Like this is not like, we're not therapists. We're not body language expert. Like we don't claim anything.
Who are you talking about there?
We're just randos.
Okay. Yeah, we just been together for 20 years and
that's
gone through a lot of
We're
shit.
just people, dude.
Yeah,
We're just people.
Yeah, let us know what you think about this whole series so far and kind of where it's going and anything that you feel about our opinions as well. Love to hear it.
For
and then leave a like and subscribe if you haven't yet. It's one person said recently that we broke them down and they had to subscribe.
Yes!
So if you're feeling broke down, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna be here either way.
We broke someone down.
Yeah, I love that comment's hilarious. And we'll see maybe tomorrow or later this week we're doing like daily videos, so come hang out.
Yeah, it's like daily long form. We don't even know how it's possible actually, but
we got
we're
two
doing
people
it.
two people editing. Yeah,
it's happening.
Thank you for being here. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Then I got it knocked, and I started going, ridiculous.
Oh, that was a tearjerker.
Hey, we're gonna go on a cruise this summer. You should come with us.